The colossal cargo hub at Stroud is ready to go, but so far, no trains have rolled in, no ships have moored up, and no cargo has arrived. The tracks are unconnected, so it's time to link Stroud to the rest of the network and create a huge new revenue stream. Hey everyone, Sem4j here, and welcome back to From Steam to Electricity here on Transport Fever 2. Welcome back to Stroud Harbour, our newest super hub here on the network. I don't think I've showed this off last time. I put down loads of eye candy buildings and some horrendously placed walls, which will definitely be replaced in the not too distant future. I was just experimenting with different ideas. These are functional roads going between them. It's possible, he says, yeah, maybe not actually. I was going to say it's possible to have trucks maybe go around here, but I don't think the road's wide enough, so never mind. But yeah, I did do that, and I also placed loads of trees down as well, which some of the gaps here could do with some trees. I just haven't put them in yet, and this bit of land here is a bit messy. Yeah, whatever. I'm picking fault in my own work. It makes a change because normally it's other people picking fault in my own work. So yeah, we built all this last time out, and I'm really happy with it. The capacity of these stations, for a start, yeah, look at that. We can have 1,020 items there, and here 1,060. How does that work? I guess we have more buildings going around the outside, even though we've got one less. I don't know how that works, but I'm happy that it works. This is all good to go then. So I suppose what we should do, which we're going to be doing today, is bring some trains in. That'll be very exciting. So the first thing I want to do is pick a point somewhere around here where this pair of lines is going to burrow underneath. Excuse me, I've still got the cold. I'm recording this episode straight after the end of the last one, so obviously that's not shifted. It might shift in the near future. I hope it does, because I hate sounding like this. Some people like having a deep husky voice and stuff. I don't. Ugh, no. One other thing I want to do quickly, just to get off the subject of my horrible voice, is not press caps lock. There we go. I just want to put some signals in along here. Auto sig no, but one way yes. And then one there. And an offset one there. I hope I've done my measuring correctly and there is actually enough space for a train to sit here without blocking the junction. I don't think... Excuse me, I'm sorry. I think if a train fits in this full platform, then there won't be enough space for it to sit here. There will be on this track though, but it will block the road, but I'm fine with that. Yeah. Sorry. To get back onto the subject of today's video, we're going to be doing two things. We're going to be connecting this line here, up through this set of hills here, and round to Tewkesbury, where we're going to build a massive cargo terminal, possibly in this area, that's going to serve all of these surrounding industries. The reason that is significant is because we are also today going to be building another line, this pair of lines, which is going to go up via Tamworth and Northallerton and connect up to the same cargo hub at Tewkesbury. And the reason that's significant is we're going to be building another pair of lines from Tewkesbury. They're going to go up through Woking and Kirkbymoorside and connect up with our major hub over here at Paignton. And that is a big one, because then it means we can start getting trains running right the way down to Stroud, which would be fantastic. Now, before I do anything else, I do just want to do a little bit of site prep up here to see where the tracks here would run. Now, these are all part of the retaining wall mod that I've downloaded. I don't like having all of these extra tracks, but I'm too scared to remove that mod now because obviously I've placed loads of... Hello, game. Oh, there we go. I've placed loads of retaining walls over at Stroud. So I think we're kind of stuck with them now. But yeah, that's now in place. I do still kind of want to have a line that branches off here and connects up over here somewhere. If that's at all possible. I think if I did something like this. That could work. Runs at max speed. And we'll do this. And then around here, it'll kick in. This is for a very specific reason. And you might be like, well, what's that specific reason? I'm going to say it out loud and I'm going to say it proud. Mail trains. If we ever decide to get mail trains running on the network, we might as well have them run along the passenger lines where possible. If we have express mail trains, I should stress. If we have normal mail trains, then obviously there is no point because they need to use the cargo platforms. But if we have express mail, then why not, I say. Let me see if I can place this in back where it needed to go. There we are. I think it's a little bit misaligned now, especially these two over here, but it's fine. Actually, no, they're fine. They are fine. Alright, that side's connected up. It's just nice to have options as well, of course. Yeah, I'm happy with that. It'd just be nice to get trains running on this too, to be honest. Right, so now that's done. Next step is to start looking at where we could put down some freight terminals. But before we do that, I do just want to get these lines here, at least to the other side of the main line here. Because there's no point doing the building up here first and then finding out that it's too high and the tracks can't reach it. So let's at least try and get this pair of lines underneath. And I think here is the spot. Like so. So what I'm going to do here is curve this around like so. I think 60 miles an hour is fine. Parallel tracks, yes. What's the height difference here? It's actually not that great. So this climbed all the way up here and then dropped back down again for no reason really. But never mind. So we're going to do this. And then we're going to bring it around like so. Except here we're going to be going down slightly. Again, what's the height difference? A little bit further. Dear me. Can't even grab the node now. There. And then here we want it to flatten out. And then here we will start climbing back up again. Yeah, now you can start to see the hill that we're contending with. Which is why it made sense to build the tracks here first. Okay, is that enough space? Can I get this over the top? No. Well, that's frustrating. To be honest, the more I'm looking at this with all the elevation changes and stuff, the more I'm thinking we should just tunnel under the depot site here. That'll give us some more space to work with as well. So what I mean is underneath like this. If I do that, yeah, see, look, it's climbing uphill still, but now there's enough space to actually get underneath. And here it emerges not too far away, which is actually fine. So that kind of works. Let's put the proper tunnel in. I actually want this to run a little more this way if I can. I don't want it to... Yeah, see, it's already clipping, which I don't want it to do. In that case, maybe we'll go around the back of this. So I can get away with that. You're still underground. I think we might have to just do... That's so annoying. I think we might have to just do this. But I don't want to do that. I want to do... Actually, how big is this site? You know, I think we are actually going to have to go this way and then pop it down a little bit again. Maybe we'll just make it flat up to this point and be in control of our own destiny. There you go. Let's do that. And then here is where we start climbing. I think if I pop a little bit of a curve in it, then we can swing around this way, and then we will have a space over here. I kind of want it as close to this bit as possible, where this old industry was. The other thing I was thinking, actually, was this can act as a bit of an express route. So from Tewkesbury all the way down to Stroud, if there are direct services, which I would imagine there would be, they could actually use this pair of tracks, which I think would be cool. It's a bit steep here. 70 miles an hour is good. Okay, let's put the second track in, and we'll go from there. I am going to put lots of cuts in this, and I am going to put some time lapse in as well, because I like doing time lapses. You get to see stuff being built without me having to rabbit on all the time and fill time and all that stuff. Right, you are that. And you are that. And that. And then back to this one. One thing I've not checked actually is what speed limit have I got coming in? Oh, none of this is. Alright, one sec. We'll fix that. We will definitely fix that. All the way up to... Whoops. Oh my god. Stop lagging. All the way up to this signal over here. I would like to be... maybe there. 124 miles an hour. Not 125, which is annoying. But never mind. And I think the rest of it is fine. Yeah. That was a bit of an oversight on my part. Right, yes. So, now these tracks are in. And actually, that kind of justifies this being on a massive hill now. With the tracks going underneath it. That kind of works quite nicely. I like that little curve there as well. It is quite steep climbing out of the tunnel, though. But I guess that's fine. We will fix this road. And what I mean by that is we will have the tracks here go flat and straight for a little bit. Like so. And like so. And then we will continue the climb. And yeah, I said I wanted the freight terminal on that level. So I think I've achieved that. I will also, just quickly before I forget, pop this in. So let's just go with posts for now. You can always change it in the future. There we are. Keep that flat there. Where's the road? Over there. Let's do it like that. There we are. Alright, I'm going to go and build this freight terminal. I will be back in just a second, and then we can start looking at the next bit of this project. Okay, first update. The line is built. We are snaking our way up through the hill here, cross over the road, and then we come to our first stop here, which is currently called Tamworth Branch. I think I'm going to rename that. I do have a lorry... Oh, they're called the same name. I do have a truck stop here. The same style as we have down at Stroud. Does this have... Yep, it's still got the year on it. I think that's cool, but it would be even cooler if it had the year that the company was founded. So like 1850 in our case. But yeah, this is all cool. We did a bit of a stumbling block here though, and I so nearly cancelled the project because this is quite a climb still. And at one point it was a really... I mean, you can see here how deep this cutting is. And I was thinking, this isn't very realistic. And then I remembered we're in 1915. We're not in the 1800s anymore. Something like this is not beyond the realms of possibility in the 20th century. So I persevered, bore a hole through the side of the hill here, which actually, when you look at it, you can kind of, were it not for the curve, you would be able to see one end from the other. I can't really get the camera in a good position where you can see because of the curve. Yeah, we come out of here. snake our way down the hill here. There's a little bit of an embankment, sorry, not an embankment, a cutting going on here. But then we come to our second stop, which is Northallerton Transfer. Again, that will be renamed. You may also notice we only have one platform in each direction, and I have put crossovers either side. My thinking is, if this is going to be the express route, as it were, we're not really going to have that many trains stopping here, and even when we do, it's only going to be one every so often. Like picking up fuel and sand and things and dropping off oil sand, there's not going to be a huge amount of movement going on here. So it didn't seem worth building hundreds of tracks, you know. So we've got one in each direction, and we do have the ability to terminate trains in each direction if need be. From here then, the track then bridges over this road, which had to be rebuilt, sunk down slightly. I will sort out the terrain and stuff momentarily. And then it snakes its way around here, and then currently it just ends. And that's because we are heading towards Tewkesbury, and we need to get the other line in. So I'm going to build this line here live. The first thing I'm going to do is build a road. So let's build this, I guess, straight and flat for now. And then we'll curve it around. We're basically just going to follow the water here. And this is going to be, I imagine, quite a main road in the future, because it's going to link up to Tamworth in just a second. Yeah, here we're going to go around like this. Something else I considered, by the way. Excuse me. Last episode, I was talking about if we bridge over the river here with the railway, how are we going to connect all these industries up? And I was like, we've got a harbour. I might have even mentioned this in the last episode, but I just reminded myself. We have a harbour. Why don't we just build a dock somewhere nearby, like St. Justin Penwiths, and just ship it in? I kind of had that moment of, oh yeah, I do have that. Right, this road is going to stop here for now. Or is it? No, it's not. It's actually going to continue. But here it's going to do something very specific. It's going to swing like this and then run directly parallel with the river for a second. Whoops. And then it's going to continue curving this way. And then it's going to head back. Oh my god, I keep dropping the pin. It's going to head back in this direction. And then here, it's going to connect in to this. Like so. This is then going to come out and connect to it like that. And then these roads. There we are. The game gets a bit funny sometimes when there's a vehicle there. It won't let you do it. Which I guess is a safety feature, which I'm not against. But at the same time, it can be quite annoying. Right. That's in. Now it's time to get the tracks in. So we're going to follow this. Actually, can you follow a road? Have I just done this wrong? Oh, no, you can follow a road. It wasn't snapping. There we go. Now it's snapping. Maybe I was too close. I don't know. It works. It's the main thing. So this is going to follow all the way along like this. All the way along like this. And around like so. And then somewhere... Actually, already where we were here, it's going to curve away like this, and it's going to start climbing. Not too much. I think like this. Should be fine. And then we should have enough height. I hope. Yeah. Excellent. If I bring it around like this then. Actually, let me build the bridge first. So the bridge originally was going to be more in this direction, but now it's going to be more in this direction. So excuse me 1 second. I'm just going to mute my microphone. There we go. You might have heard my voice starting to go then. I hate being ill. Right. Up, up, I think I could do with being a little bit higher, but this might work. If I was to do that... Yeah, you can see the navigable waters. There isn't actually much. Also, you need to be flat. There. I think we need to go up one more. Like this. And we go in more of this direction. That. You can get a ship through there. It's just not quite as much as I would have liked. But it's fine. Bring that back down. And then somehow swing this around like so. And actually that works. But the curve is a bit too much for my liking. I want 60 miles an hour is kind of my go-to. Mainly because in the UK, freight trains can go 75 miles an hour. But I prefer 60 as a more realistic number. And on my M4J network, all freight trains are limited to a maximum of 60 miles an hour. So it just makes sense. There we go. And then here, we should be able to just curve around like that. Yep. Nice. This then, we can redo like so. And there we are. So that's one track in. Now we're going to do the second, and then we're going to do something special with this. Right now, I love the fact we're just building these bridges to nowhere. We've got a passenger bridge at Stroud that goes nowhere, and now we've got a freight bridge here that goes absolutely nowhere. All for it. It's great. So you got 61 miles an hour. That's a little bit faster. And there we are. Now, we have a cargo terminal to build over here at Tamworth. And I think the way we're going to do this is to branch this off like so and have it run straight this way. Not quite. 1 second. I think it's because of the steepness of this slope. It doesn't want to play ball. If I was to do this though, and then have it run flat, does that work? Actually, that still doesn't work. That works. I think I'm going to have it do this, which sounds really stupid, I know. And then bring it back down to ground level. Like this. And you're going to follow the road. And then here, you're going to curve a bit sharper. 60. There we go. You can follow the ground. You weren't following the ground there, were you? Now you are. Okay. Tamworth Cargo Terminal. It probably would have been better to build it on this side, to be honest. But we're kind of locked in now. Excuse me, just had to mute my microphone again then. I hope I am muting the microphone, by the way, because OBS has updated recently and buttons look different to how they used to. Apologies if I've been deafening you all this time. That's not good. So yeah, for this, I know I've just built these roads. I'm just going to quickly remove them again. Because I want... Well, let's get the other track in first, actually, and see where that has to go. $50 does work for this. And then 60. And then if I can get a nice curve in here. There we are. And we'll sort of bring it around. Again, 50 is fine. Let's just do that. And then if I can get this to snap. There we are. Boom. this would be the track coming off towards Tamworth Freight Terminal, which I think now... So Tamworth itself is not going to be a big one. It's probably going to be 2 tracks in each direction. Northallerton, on the other hand, is going to be a big one because of where it's situated. So we're going to have to factor that in. So yeah, Tamworth can be quite a simple build. Let me get my trusty thing up here. Where should we build it? In this gap here, maybe? If I get this, let me just get my tool, my road building tool up. I reckon if I built a straight road like that, we can put the cargo terminal here. Like this. Now I don't think we're losing too many roads. Not too many roads, sorry. I don't think we're losing too many buildings. And I think this will be a nice, easy connection. I hope. We'll find out in a second. So what I do here is I build 2 modules out either side. Like so. And I feel like already it's too high. Too much slope. But we can resolve that. I'll also do something like this. Still too much slope. That I do find surprising. Still too much slope. Maybe because does it dip down a little bit there? There we go. You now work. Question is, can we get this one up to the right level? No. That's actually a sizable gap still. Do you know what I was about to say? I like where Tamworth is because there isn't much of a embankment or cutting required. Turns out that was rubbish. If I was to build this out this way, I can't even get close to getting under there. Okay, well that plan's been abandoned. It's fine. It's not game over yet. We just have to go back to the drawing board a little bit. So now I can drop this down a few. Let's try it there. Right, tracks. So yeah, what I do here is I build this out a couple of modules. So this means in the future we can extend the platforms without having to rebuild all the junctions. And then take this one. Already this is wrong. It's too close to the road. We can fix that though. Give ourselves the space we need. The road can go back in after. So if I was to build this around now, like so. Yes. Now will this come alongside it? Yes, it will. Awesome. So let's build that to there. Swing this around. Drop the pin again. Swing this around. So 50-ish. That's fine coming out of here, I would say. I'm a little bit concerned about this side of things. There's going to be a bit of a cutting. And then we're going through... I think we're going to end up going around the hill. But it's going to be in a cutting most of the way, if not all of the way. So that's going to be an interesting build. Because again, I want these things... I know in terms of like game mechanics and stuff, I'm not doing anything wrong by building it like this. But in terms of... I've also just realised I built this in the wrong place. We'll come back to that in a second. In terms of reality, what could have actually been built for the time period? I don't want it to look stupid, you know? I don't want it to be like big cuttings and all that stuff. I want it to be somewhat realistic. I'd like to think I've achieved that for the most part. Having the slaloms back and forth going up to Southport and also the old line that used to connect up to Stowmarket, I was never really happy with those. So I was glad to have replaced those. But yeah, it is what it is. These, I think, are 400 meters long, these platforms, which should be about right for what we're trying to achieve here. And you can see I'm adding through tracks as well. All of my cargo terminals going forward, apart from terminus ones, of course, will have through tracks. It just makes sense. And then we'll put another platform here. Like so. So actually, I have still connected this up properly. That's fine. I was very worried then that I'd goofed, but I haven't goofed. I think, though, if I was just to draw this around... See, now I can't really do that, because I need these to have sensible crossovers. So I think what I'm going to do is start here and come around like so. And then I'm going to get this one to branch off like that. That's basically 60 miles an hour now. Then you're going to come around this way for a bit. And then you're going to go off in that direction. And I'm not a fan of that 52. I think that should be enough space there for a crossover. And then we can do that. 56 is about fine, I would say. Excuse me. And then this section, I'm hoping 50. There we go. And then we should be able to get one going the other way. Oi, oi, oi. This game. Alright, hang on. If I just do it in the space that we have, creep it up as high as 40. There we go. Not perfect. Much better than I thought. And then you can come in like so. If I can get this up to close to 50, I'll be happy. 47, yeah. I mean, it's going to be stopping anyway, isn't it? So we don't have to go too fast or too slow. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I guess I'm going to have to do this one differently then. Maybe I'll do the outer one first. What the heck is going on here? What the heck is going on here? Game. Game. Whatever you're doing, man. Stop it. Right. I was having some real problems in the last episode as well, building crossovers on those bridges. You can build the first one, but you can't build the second one. It's really weird. Main thing is, this is now all connected. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. This side will get done in a moment. I'm not going to worry too much about that. I want to connect the road up to this, because that's going to be a key part of the town design. Never mind everything else. So I'm going to go like that. This side, we have a road that needs to come out, don't we? So what I'm going to do here, take this back a smidge. So we built the road first, didn't we? That's why it curved off the way it did. But I'm going to do this now. Whoops. And I'm going to bring you around as far as here. This road here is then going to go up and over the railway. That looks to be enough space. But that's probably too much space. Make it flat. Am I going to put a pillar? It's not, but that should be fine. And then do that on this side. Yeah. And then this road is going to connect up to this section here. like that. This entire road here I'm going to replace because it seems to go up and then comes down again. That's pointless. So we're going to put this in, and now we're going to... Oh, it's done it again. Why does it do that? You'd think it would just build it flat. Maybe it does follow the terrain where it can. I don't know. That's connected up though. That's the main thing. This one, I guess we can just do something like this with it. Let's pull it out in this direction. There we go. And then that one can come around like that. And then we're starting to build what looks a bit like a bypass. Nice. We'll maybe upgrade those roads to town roads in the future. Streets rather than roads. You know what I mean. Okay. So this is now ready. So yeah, what we're now going to do is start putting in just the terminals. And then we'll come back and connect them up as a time lapse. So let's remove all of this. Got to be careful to not break connections because that is still connected to the town there. And this one is still connected to the machines factory. Forgot the word. So now we need... This is actually going to be a bigger terminal, this one. Because, again, the number of industries nearby. And the fact that Northallerton is massive. And Wells is getting pretty big, actually. So, yeah, we need to be methodical here. If I could connect that in to that road there, that would actually be quite useful. Maybe what I'll do first... Build a road there, and then build a road just temporarily here. And we're going to pop you there. Now, I'm not building the full station with 8 platforms or whatever it might be right now. And the reason I'm not doing that is because I still want my through tracks. So I want to make sure there's space for those. So what I'm going to do here is this. Put my extra modules in either side, just in case. Then I'm going to put another cargo platform in. Like so. And then another track. So you come out an extra 2. Like this. Yep, and now we've got our through tracks coming through. So this is going to have 6 platforms in total, 3 in each direction. I think that'll be enough for what we're trying to do here. I hope. If not, we could maybe add some more to the opposite side, so this side, opposite side to the buildings. Okay, that's the second through track. And then this one will be a platform. Like so. There we go. Went a bit early there. Yeah. And then another one of these. I think this would be a nice size. Certainly for length, these are all good platform lengths. There may be some. I was thinking as I was building Stroud, that iron ore mine, if we could get a train that just fills up with iron ore from there and takes it all the way up to somewhere like Stowmarket, we're talking like a 30 million maybe drop off. It is such a long way. If you think like Stroud is here and Stowmarket is all the way up here. The only problem with that is we'd have to lengthen Stowmarket as well, which could cause problems because of the way the track's laid out. Here I think we could get away with it. We could reroute stuff around. It's just a faff. Like, I don't think it's impossible, it's just an annoyance. Anyway. This episode, I think, is actually going to turn out to be quite a long one, which wasn't really the plan, but it is what it is. So I'm thinking now, here, that this is going to turn into a level crossing. At least for now, with the road. So if I do this, and then you, of course, and then you, of course, and then you, of course, and then these two as well. I'm hoping this won't cause any weird lumps and bumps. These tracks here are perfectly straight. They are coming off a station that is also... sorry, not straight, flat. They're also coming off of a station that is perfectly flat. So there is no reason at all as to why these should be bumpy. Other than the game just wanting to be awkward with me. So this should be nice and level. And it appears to be the case. I'm going to make these nice level crossings. There we are. And if I've done this right, yeah, you're all still connected. That is actually connected to the machines factory as well, which is nice. That saves a job. Not to the farm, though, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Now I've put these in. I'm going to make a small change on these sides. The priority was getting the level crossing in, but now I want to do this. Because obviously these tracks need to connect up. Same on this side. 48 is fine. We'll do that. It's a shame that I can't get this all to merge into one crossing, but never mind. So here, yeah, you're just going to come out in whatever general direction you need to go, which I think is going to be this way-ish. We'll probably sort that out in a minute, actually, when we do the time lapse. So the next station is going to be Tewkesbury. This is the last one I'm going to build live. The reason for that is the other two are just going to be conventional cargo stations. In fact, Kirkbymoorside is probably going to be attached to the passenger station. Woking's, that's an interesting one. So I think... I'm actually wondering if Tewkesbury should be on this side of the tracks. Because we've got space for it. In which case it could actually connect to the station here as well. And then this pair of lines can go up and over the main line. And then join up with these two as well. So that's a possibility. I actually like that idea. I like that idea quite a lot. So I need to grab Tewkesbury. I think for this though, I am going to put the cargo platform here. So there's no track connection at all between the two sides of the station. And it also gives us a bit of space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8. So that's 320, 360, 400. There we go. So now I know that that is 400. It's alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, no. 7, 8. So I think I'm actually going to do it like that. And then put the tracks in like so. But then extend out this way like that. So if we do need to extend it, we still can. Reason being is the junction over here is going to be very, very tight. A bit tricky to fit in. So we'll just go with what we can do here. This road as well is going to have... I'm trying to think of how to do it. Because the freight tracks here are going to come this way round to Woking, I think. And then somehow cross under or over the tracks over to Kirkbymoorside. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it as well. Or we'll cross under that bridge when we come to it. Badum-ts. Yeah, this could be a tight squeeze because we've got 2 sets of lines coming in. This is Tewkesbury, isn't it? Yeah. We've got 2 sets of lines coming in. That's not right. I'm going to try and... I'm hoping I can make this the size I want it. Which is to do that. Then to have... basically the same design as we've got over at Northallerton, but with the platform shifted slightly. Like this, and then like this. Come on, it's working so far. And there is space for another platform. Even if I could get like 2 more, that would make me happy. And it looks like I can get 2 more. So I'm happy. And this one. Oh, I can finish it. Excellent. Nice stuff. Yeah, I was worried this wasn't going to fit. We'd reached the limit of station sizes, but we got away with it. Excellent. And there we go. Tewkesbury. Right. I'm going to go away and build the station over at Woking, which I think is going to be... It's a good question. It could actually be over here. And then we're on the right side for Kirkbymoorside. Yeah, I'm going to have a tinker with that. I think it's going to be over here, Woking. And then we're going to also attach one to Kirkbymoorside. And then we'll be ready to link up the tracks. So bear with me. Back in a moment. So here we are then. All cargo terminals are in place. First of all, Wokings. I removed, there was a street that was sticking out here in some buildings. So I removed all of those. Put down the cargo terminal here. I think it's in a pretty good spot myself. I'm hoping that I can bridge over this road and then off into the wilderness. There was an industry up here at some point. But I just saw a truck stop sat all by itself. No industry anymore. Which is a little bit sad. So I removed all of that. But yeah, I think if I build a truck stop somewhere around here, the trucks would take this route around. But I got really excited when I saw this, because I was like, oh, that fixed the Kirkbymoorside problem that I had, which I'll show you in a second. Obviously, this isn't Kirkbymoorside, this is Woking, so that was a pain. But yeah, Woking is in. This might end up just being a flat level crossing as well. Oh, look, there's another one. With a passenger line going to it. I'm going to remove that stop, because what's the point of having it? Yeah. Okay. Well, I might make building tracks a little bit easier. Let's get rid of this road as well. There we go. So yeah, coming out of Tewkesbury now, it will find its way to this side of the main line into Woking. And then from Woking, we go along here. I think we'll join up with the line here temporarily, or, you know, run parallel to it and then branch off again. Kirkbymoorside. So you can see I tried to add it to the passenger station, but that would have led me straight into this food processing plant. And I thought about maybe replacing this with an ultimate station and curving the platforms and all sorts. And it's just too much of a faff, guys. Too much of a faff. So the solution is I've just built a new one down here. Kirkbymoorside West, we'll rename that obviously. And then this is the standard 6 tracks 4 platform design, as is Woking. And yeah, all good. And then from here, we're on the right side of the main line to curve around this way and connect up with our little bridge and run trains into Paignton. So, all the terminals are in place. One other thing I did over here at Northallerton is just tested to see what it would look like when we connected all these tracks up. And actually, this is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. I need to add the signals and stuff still, which is no problem because I've left myself space to do that. I actually checked my temperature at that point because it's very rare that I leave myself enough space to do anything. So, yeah, very happy with that. And this side, we've got acres to play with, so that's also really good. And then the tracks will come down this way and connect up here to Tamworth. But I don't need to tell you that because I'm about to show you that, because it's time that we started connecting all this up. So in the next couple of minutes, you're going to see a lovely time lapse with some awesome music. And once that lovely time lapse with the awesome music ends, we will have a fully connected and signalled freight line from Paignton down to Stroud. And hopefully, while I'm building all of this, I'll come up with some ideas for lines that we can actually run as well. And then we can actually get some trains running today as well. Wouldn't that be exciting? But for now, track building. Alright, we are all connected, we are all running. Everything is ready. I think this is probably the best single line project I've completed in this series so far. And I include the Paignton down to Stroud passenger link as part of that. But just the way all of this works, the way everything seems to just tie in together, it's so neat. I love these little road things that I've done here. The level crossings, the new truck hubs as well look really cool. With everything else here as well. Yeah, I like it. Why are you... Oh, because you're 60 miles an hour, aren't you? Yeah, and this one isn't. I was going to say, why are you not taking the straight route? Interesting. Interesting. Oh, wow, that's a full train. Hang on, I want to see how much money this makes me. How many people have we got waiting for this train as well? A lot. Yeah, 68 waiting. 128 on board. Might have to extend some of my trains too, which would be nice. Also, all my money is gone, so I might have to get some money back in a second because I need it for what comes next. While I was building the line, I was looking to see what kind of services we could implement from the get-go. And to be honest, there's only one, which is kind of annoying, but it'll make sense when I explain it in just a second. I just want to see still how many people get off here. We're down over 30 now. Now over 40. Over 50. Over 60. Over 70. Oh, 70 people got off. Wow. That's pretty cool. Right. What was I talking about? So over here at Paignton, we have food. Food waiting to go to Shepshead and Middlewich. Down at Stroud, we have a harbour. That harbour is near to this, which is a food processing plant. I've actually built a port here, and I've set up a line, ship line between the two. Although I don't have a ship depot, that's something that I have... what's it called? If something is an oversight, you haven't overseen it, because the problem is I didn't oversee it. I didn't see it at all. So I don't know what that's called. But yeah, where can I put this? Maybe opposite? Like so. That could work. Yeah, because you don't need a road connection for these, so that's cool. I think it's the only one where you don't need a connection to something else, actually. Obviously, it needs to be on water, so I suppose that counts. But yeah, we can get a ship running between Hawley and Stroud. I've then also set up a line here between Stroud and Paignton. I was debating making it 2 lines, but I didn't think Northallerton was a logical place to break it up. And the next place would have been Tewkesbury, where the 2 lines meet, and there isn't any food required in Tewkesbury. Although food is produced in Tewkesbury. So maybe in the future, if this is going too slow and not making enough money, we will split it there. There's also the fact Woking doesn't accept food, but Enfield does. So maybe we will add a stop at Enfield in the future, but I don't have one right now. But yeah, it stops at Kirkbymoorside, it stops at Northallerton, and it stops at Tamworth, and then comes down to Stroud, carrying food from Paignton, and then from Stroud, it'll take the food from Hawley and do the same thing basically in reverse. Nice. That's going to be our line that we're going to set up. I've also set up truck stops in every single one of these towns, and in the cases where food is accepted, so Kirkbymoorside for example, I've also set up lines. So in a second, we are going to have a fully implemented food line. I'm just going to get some money back in while I'm talking. Because we need to come up with some rolling stock for this as well, which leads to the next problem of there's no depot that we can use. So I think what I might do, first and foremost, let's get the ship running, because that's going to be relatively simple to do. So I just want it to carry food. Maybe this one? I don't know if we need that much. Maybe a riggy, however you say that. Get a couple of these and we'll start them on the line. We can always change it in the future, add more, upgrade them, whatever it might be. As for the depot over here, this is where I wish there was a connection between these two as well. Maybe I should have added one, because I could have built a depot here or a depot over at one of these. And that could have served us nicely. This depot that I built last time out and this depot, they don't reach the cargo lines. I didn't think this through very well, did I? And there is one up at Paignton, but it doesn't serve the tracks that we need. So maybe up over here at Paignton, I will just add another depot and call that done. Let's use the rusty tracks for this. And we'll just come out like this. Not quite a sharp curve. Out like so. And then we will build a depot with the disused track. Oh, so many to look for there. There it is. And no to that. And then you should just snap. There you go. Yeah, let's get this up next. And then we can look to see what comes after that. What have we got? A mogul, maybe? Or prairie? Maybe a small prairie? Oh, you're not a prairie. I was like, how come I've got loads of prairies? Welsh coal trains. Yeah. Okay. I think a small prairie should be enough for this. We'll get one in this livery, because that looks quite smart. Cargo. Food. What have we got? You hold 6. You hold 8. Well, that's a ship's capacity right there. That's 2 ships capacity right there. So I think we'll get this length. And we'll get 3 of these. We will stick them on the line. I feel like we're going to need more than 3. But yeah, that'll do for now. And then the final thing, if I get just a little bit more money. Shh. Shh, don't tell anyone. Like so. We're going to come over to Kirkbymoorside and we're going to get the first food trucks running. I've got to do this quite quickly now, otherwise that train's going to be useless. Food, Kirkbymoorside. Now down to skip Woking, skip Tewkesbury over to Northallerton. One of you on the food line. And then over to Tamworth. And one of you on the food line. And then finally at Stroud. Did I set up the Stroud line? Yes, I did. So suddenly I had a senior moment then. Did I do it? Yes, I did. Yes, I did do it. Food, Stroud. Done. So now if I check this, suppliers, hopefully food will tick over soon. Hopefully. Maybe. If I check you, consumers. Yep, Middlewich, Northallerton, Shepshead, Gateshead. Still loads going to Hawley, of course. One to Stroud now. There we go. That's ticking in nicely. Excellent. Let me just check the frequency of this. 14 minutes actually isn't too bad. I can't remember what the standard is, but 14 minutes is actually pretty good. What are you? Your food up here. So Paignton, unbunch. We will say 10 minutes just to be sure, and then it's Stroud. Also 10 minutes. Alrighty. Let's check this again. So yeah, no Tamworth yet. I think I set Tamworth to... I think I set all of them to load and unload. Yeah. The main thing is train is running. Kirkbymoorside's now kicked in. Good. Northallerton. Is Northallerton on there yet? Yes. Someone else has come up. Or disappeared. Or changed or something. I don't know. But yeah, something else we can do in the future is add... Oh, what's the frequency of this? 12 minutes. Yeah, actually that's fine. Your capacity is... I think it's 70. Yeah, 39 to 70. Excellent. We can have grain, is what I was going to say. Grain from here over to here. Because something else I didn't mention, I don't think it's going to kick in yet actually, is the fact that these boats work both ways. Do you actually connect to that though? No, you don't. Okay, let me fix that quickly, because that'll be a problem. So from here, if I just draw this straight up. There you go. So now, we might see food coming in from elsewhere, because the ships can take food in both directions, and so can the trains. The main thing is we've got a lot of food now transporting around the map. And I'm just going to very quickly upgrade these vehicles as well. There we go. First of all, you can now carry more grain, so the farms and the food processing factory should level up quite quickly. Second of all, you're faster. We've now got a rate of 360, which is very nice indeed. Alright. Eventually, we will have more stuff being transported. It's just right now, there isn't actually much around here that could be transported. Maybe if we got some logs, built a harbour somewhere near here and transported logs up to Stroud, we could then get a lumber train running. That would probably take the Highland route through here, actually, because I don't think there's anything around here that needs logs. Although Wells has a sawmill, so possibly that could be one. And then those planks could be taken elsewhere as well. And there are forests here, of course, so that's a halfway point. And then up at Paignton we can drop off and pick up, and that could all work nicely too. Yeah, cool. I am going to go and watch these trains in operation. These freight trains. I'm going to see how much stuff they pick up, how much stuff they drop off, and all that good stuff. Next time. What is next time? Ah, yes. Major mainline extension. We're going to be connecting Abingdon to this bridge here. So it's quite a trek. Only 2 stations along the way, though. But still quite a trek. full speed main line. And also, we're going to be getting this freight connection joined up as well. So a freight connection via Alnwick, Staining, Abingdon, and then it'll probably connect to the main line to run through Woodstock, through the tunnel, and then at Wisbeach it'll branch off again and go back to a dedicated line up to Hale, where it will join up with the existing route. That is the plan for next time. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and if you're watching on mobile, be sure to hit the hype button as well when it comes up. Really helps out the channel. Any video of mine that gets hyped always does really, really well, so I'm very grateful. Sorry, can't speak. Very grateful to everyone who does that for me. Yeah, I've completely forgotten the English language for a second. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the hype button as well. Drop some comments down below with ideas for future episodes or just feedback on the current episodes. Anything is welcome, so feel free to drop them down below. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you for your continued support. Enjoy the rest of your evenings, and until next time, I will see you soon.